East Branson, here we go, just giving everybody a little look. We're on the ride here. Getting ready for Dogpatch. Windy road. Pretty much nothing out here but farmland and cows, boys and girls. Farmland and cows. We're out here, we're back in the South. What y'all see? As a paranormal investigator, these are some of the things that you gotta do. You gotta make that ride. But it all leads to somewhere. And I guess at the end of this video, you're gonna find out exactly where it ends at. Dogpatch USA here in Arkansas, and I want to let you know that we're here for the Darknite Paranormal Con, and we're here to see what's going on and take a look at the lands and everything that is going on here at Dogpatch. There's a lot of history, there's a lot of haunted history, and it is an honor to be here on the panel and to talk. And I just want to let you guys know, you gotta take a little look. Come on, and just to see what's going on. So just to see what's going on here at Dogpatch. You know, as I'm sitting out here, there's a lot of history and there's a lot of impasse, but it all begins right here. And I always say that all spirits and all things come with the water. And I believe that it was the water that led us here to Dogpatch USA. And I want to let you know that there's a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of old buildings. There's a lot of old from this amusement park that was here. During the time of its heyday, this was one of the biggest or greatest amusement parks that there was out here. And now that we look at it, it's all gone to ruin. Matter of fact, Dogpatch is for sale right now. So we sit here and we coming out here now. You know, we're coming out from Utah. This is one of the times that we made a little pilgrimage to come out here, and it was a great honor to be here on this property. There's a lot of underground caverns, a lot of underground caves, and that, you know what, in the history of Dogpatch, you should be able to go and look at it. It's transpired in trans hands. There's been a lot of financial gain. There's been a lot of financial, just people losing money. It's that to this point right now, that even to the point where it is for sale, but it has a lot of history. And tonight, you know what, there's going to be a lot of investigations and a lot of things that are going on, and we're going to be able to put all this stuff together for you and let you get a little taste of what's going on here in Dogpatch. And so, you know what, Stone Paranormal, that is our thing. We're always here, spiritual teachings on natural eclecticism. Sometimes we do coverage of events. Sometimes, you know what, we're doing the events. But today, it was an honor to be here on the panel to talk to so many paranormal investigators, shamans, witches. I'm going to tell you something, there was a little bit of everything that was going on out here. And I want to thank Darknite Paranormal group and community for having us out here. So, you know what, we just want to give you a little look of what's going on, give you a little taste, and you know what, let you see Dogpatch USA. I I think that's where all the caves and everything. I just want everybody to know here's a little bit of Dogpatch. And I already got my eye on where I want to be. It's right over here where this water is at. Yeah, tonight is going to be on, y'all. That's where I'm going to be at. Right there. I just want y'all to see it before I even get there. And also this crazy ass slide.
That's crazy.
There's a thing of a headless child that's over here. We're going to try to see what's going on. So I'm just giving y'all a little bit of look and what's going on. Like things just leading to nothing. Okay, if we go back over to that slide. Now you see the slide. And you see the slide going down. So where are you supposed to go? Nowhere. So y'all keep it tuned. And this is where we're going to be going right here on this bridge. I'm going to be with some of my peoples out here. And we're going to see what's going on. Let y'all know what's going on. Dogpatch. You know, I was sitting here and I'm going in and I'm talking with the Coyote, and like I told him, and the wolf is sitting right here now. And you guys, you know, I had to take a little break for a minute because something very profound has happened to me, and this has never happened to me before. And I feel like the energy is like right when I was sitting next to Coyote right here, and I was telling him, and I said something feels like he's shaking, and it's like 2 times I've had to stop, you know, with this interview and everything, because I felt like the cold or something that I had that was coming up to the top, and that's just showing the profound energy of this going on. So, you know, I think when we was leaving, I was asking you, you know, what was the most profound healing case that you've ever had?
Healing case. Wow. People always ask me what's the most profound thing. I always have trouble thinking about it. I have trouble thinking about it that way. I would say probably, gosh, okay, let me tell you this story. I love this story because it's not about me. I'm part of the story, but it's not about me. So we talk about it. I also do paranormal work, and so there's a place in Alton, Illinois called McPike Mansion. Very cool place, very haunted. It has a family that goes there. They live there all the time.
That should be most interesting.
Yeah, it's a great place. And so we have dark sessions down in the basement there, and so we had a group of about 25 people. Now, my friend Sandy Little Lizard, who's also a shamanic practitioner.
That's a cute name.
Oh, she's great, and she was on one side of the room. Now I was on the other side of the room because some of these spirits in this place, they're kind of drama queens, you know what I'm saying. And so they'll find somebody who's an empath, doesn't know they're an empath.
And they jump their behind.
Jump their bones. Boom, they're on them. And so there was more than one of them. So we had a group, and we had some people who were empaths, and we told them, you know, if you have any problems, let us know. So down Sandy's in, this lady goes, you know, I'm feeling this, and so bang, Sandy's doing the healing work on her, putting the energy on her. You know, trying to, because that's what spirits do. Yeah, because spirits will come by, they'll snatch energy off you, and that's what, and they'll put their emotions in you. And so you start, all of a sudden, you're having a great time. Next thing you know, you're crying. Think the world's coming to an end.
Like just like what I'm saying right now. That's why I said I have to do this interview. And like, you know, like I said, because this is something when we're dealing with the paranormal and we're dealing with all these things right here, shit happens, man. Things are going to happen. You know, that's how, you know, that's the whole key point about doing it. And that I understand what it's like is that when something jump on somebody and you got to put your hands on them, you know, that's a difference. So if you got to go as far as putting your hands on somebody, then they jacked up.
They are, because I don't put my hands on hardly anybody. That's even when I'm doing the healing work, I don't put my hands on people.
And then you get a rock put on you.
That's right.
Okay, some dirt. Okay, but I ain't gonna be going and just touching you, and I mean, that's just like welcoming the spirit inside of your body and everything. Yep. And so after she did, how did she feel after she had to lay hands on her?
We get through the whole story, and we'll get to the whole thing. So Sandy's working on her, putting the energy in. We're putting the energy back in. We bring energy through ourselves, through the mother and through the father in the sky, mother earth, father sky. We bring the energy in, And so Sandy's working on the lady down there who's in distress. Now on my end of the circle, what happens? Another spirit hits another lady, and she, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel faint. So I get my act going. I get the energy up. I'm not using my energy now. This is not about me. I'm the servant. And so I'm bringing the energy up through Mother Earth and through Father Sky, and I'm bringing the energy to her. All of a sudden, putting her energy back, getting her straightened back out again. And all of a sudden, I hear this lady in the middle of the circle. See, I saw something flash before my eyes. And that happens, on these types of things, because spirits will come to you that way. They'll come with flashes of light. So we didn't think much of it at the time. So we get everybody back together, and everybody's calm and happy, and we end the session, we go up, and the lady who exclaimed about the white light comes up to us, and she says, to Sandy and I, she says, I can see again. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she went on to tell us that when she walked down there, she had several eye operations, she had eye problems, she lost quite a bit of her vision. And she goes, now I can see so much better. And that's great. And so we talked to her, and she and Sandy exchanged email addresses, and Sandy would send the emails to me when she sent stuff about how much better she was doing. She came back the very next year, and she told us, she went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, looked at the file, and he goes, this isn't you. I've got the wrong person. She goes, well, that's me. There weren't any scars left in her operation. She was a 20/20 vision, and could see perfectly. And it's like, and then finally they had like a big meeting. They had neurologists, all these other people she was telling us. And they finally said, one doctor says, I'm going to say it if you guys won't, but this is a miracle. Now, so here we are, we're helping people out in a paranormal sense. And this is the funny thing about spiritual energy. So we got two of us bringing the energy in, and all of a sudden in the middle, the energy finds her.
It went directly to where it's supposed to go.
Where we're supposed to go. And each end was covered, so the whole circle lit up, and that's when all the energy makes it go in the circle, and it went right to this lady, and it healed her. And I'll be honest, I'm like, shoot, I would start crying and stuff because I'm like, I couldn't believe it. But again, it's not. It wasn't. We were trying to doctor her,
But that's where it needed to go.
Yeah.
And see, and that's what the beautiful thing about all of this is that, and that's why I love shamanism so much, is because it's such a natural ability that it takes what is natural, and just like the earth, it's going to lend the energy where it needs to go. And at that time, though, even though y'all was there doing an investigation and doing all of that stuff, it was somebody that was there. Right. That needed to, so that shows where the positive and the negative and all of that can come into play, and where everything is going like this, and that and it was profound enough that it brought that emotion out of you, because y'all spiritual energy, y'all voice, y'all connection to the earth, y'all connection to the sky, y'all connection to the earth, all them things like this helped a woman for the rest of her life where she had no hope. So, that's just like when we go into do paranormal investigations and we helping people, a lot of them people ain't got no hope no more. They go in there and it's like, and that's what irritates me about a lot of things, because a lot of people go in there to talk about is me.
Oh
look at me, I'm on the camera, but they forget about who it is that they helping. And sometimes it may not even, you might be helping that person, and you might be helping the house, you might be helping the land, you might be helping the dirt. You don't know what it is like this, but it's the point being is that you did your job when you went in there. And as a result, you were going to be blessed because of it. And I think that leads into another thing that that I want to talk to you about, because it's not often that I'm going to get a shaman that actually does this, okay? It's that, what do you think about some of these locations that are built on Native American grounds and built on, the natives and the Indians? Because a lot of people go up in there and they always like trying to do the investigation and trying to catch evidence, but we just did the Bear River Massacre spot that was in Idaho. We had a Native American shaman, Mr. Perry. He took us out there, and we did a whole documentary style with that. And I, as being a psychic medium, I went out there, and I didn't want to go out there and make no big ass show about it or anything else just like that, because it was something that it was sad. This man told us that the history books only quoted so much, but they didn't tell the whole story about what happened. That it was almost 700 natives that died there, and if that Colonel Connor would have came 3 days earlier, they would have killed 3,000 Indians. I was having visions of people being thrown into the water and everything, and he kept just looking at me crazy because he was like, "How did she know this?" And he kept just saying, "Gwen." He said they took the babies and swung them around like helicopters and bashed their heads on rocks. They killed the women. They threw a lot of the bodies into the water so they wouldn't have that count upon the ground to show how big that massacre was. He said that those people were the Shoshone Indians. He said they were just sitting there, and in the morning they didn't think nothing that this was coming, and all of a sudden death just came at them like that. And I went out there, and it was like the native spirits that were out there, they were weary of everybody. They was there. A hawk came. They showed us the sign. A wild horse. The warriors came. They showed us the signs and everything that they was there. And they told us that, and he took us to the sacred hot springs that nobody else has been to. And that was right next to the massacre spot. And me being the person that I am, put two and two together and knew what was coming out of that water, okay? Because that's why they were there to begin with, because they were wintering there, because them hot springs was there. And the reason that I'm saying that with you is that when we went there, the first thing that I did is I brought a living reef. And I put white sage in it. I put tobacco in it. I put all kinds of treats, and I put it on the gate where the massacre spot was. And I sat there and I looked at the land and I said, you know what? I bring this here to thank y'all. I thank you for your life. I thank you for your ancestors. I said through my native blood. I said this is from my family. This is from my mama. I was there to be with my sister. I said it's an atrocity what happened to y'all. I said, you know what? I said I'm an investigator, but I said I'm also here as a person. And I felt so much emotions. I mean, even now I feel sad and I cry that I seen all them spirits that they haven't crossed over. You understand? Because the way that they died, they just left the bodies there to rot. You understand what I'm saying? They thought that them natives were dogs. They treated them less than animals. And I'm like, these were the ancestors that walked this land before y'all even came here. And just because you want their land, their gold, you want the minerals, you want all them things, and then you call them thieves because you took all their food and everything else like this. How is that a justice to the people? That's an injustice. And a lot of times in a lot of investigations that I go to, and I see a lot of Native American spirits there is normally a heightened part of the investigation that is there, because them cats is pissed.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
they
and
these right pissed,
and in Coyote they don't, and then you get a lot of these investigators that don't even think about that. Well, how hard is it to go get a damn reef and to do a little research and see what it is that thank these people and to give them respect for their life? To give them respect for the land, And so when you go into your investigations and you come across some native spirits, and I know you can feel it, because you walk and you feeling like the way that they doing. How is it that how can you distinguish between what's going on with the natives and and then the correlation to what's going on with the haunted?
The native energy is different to me. It comes across. It's hard to, it's one of those things that's like, but it's hard to explain how you know it. They feel like they belong there. And sometimes the people in the haunts, the ghosts and haunts, don't feel like they belong there. It's difficult because it's not that, they'll come up and see you, and they'll come up and interact with you, but you gotta be respectful, you gotta let them know where you're coming from. And there are so many places. There's a place I know in Iowa that it's a school. It's a place that's really haunted. There's no reason for it to be haunted. No bad happened in there. Got some kids maybe want to come back as ghosts to do that. Sometimes, they can go back to a place.
That's residual energy. That's
residual energy. But why is this place so energetic? And it's for our school, and I was drawn there. To go to that place. It's very strange. I'm never drawn to go places. As far as doing investigations, I just go, somebody will call me up and say, hey, come, let's do this. I'm never drawn to a place. I was drawn to there. And what I believe, and I checked it out with another guy who's real sensitive to this stuff, I said, I think this is holy ground. and they didn't know. I mean, the natives were gone by the time they built that school, but it was holy ground. And we went up there. There's this wonderful tree. She's 265 years old. Big old oak tree, grandmother. And you walk the grounds. We went out, and this is what I do when I know I'm in an area where there are native spirits there, or potentials. I get everybody in a circle. We drum and we sing and we talk to them. We tell them who we are. We tell them why we're there. And we tell them, and I always make a special point to them. I said, you guys do not deserve the shit you got. And I'm here to tell you, for me, I'm sorry that went down. It's awful. And I cannot comprehend, except in visions and except what you show me, what the hell happened, except for reading about it. That's you got a very few, like Barry My Heart Wounded Knee is probably about the one that's going to tell you the truth about these things, what really happened. But you talk to spirits and you let them know that you're there to respect them. And I, of course, thank them because I've gotten so much from people who follow that path, people who are of that path. I got to smoke Sitting Bull's pipe, his actual freaking pipe.
Wow.
And because I knew the carrier, and I always bring my respect, and I always, and I just can't say enough about how much I'm thankful and how sorry I am.
And you know what the most beautiful thing about that is that in the spirit world they don't see color. They don't see that. Because they know the reincarnation of our heart and our reincarnation of our soul. And just like, everything, like, the attraction of laws of attraction of why we're here now and the people that came here and all those things, is there's something that has to be told here. And the reason that I ask you that is because, you know what, as a shaman and as someone has gone through these things like this land was native before it was anything else.
I believe it.
And that's exactly what I keep feeling around here. And that's why I chose, when I said this, I looked at you and I said, you're going to be the first person that I talked to that was, that out of everybody here that we're doing here at Dogpatch, because you know what? We get a lot of people that are called themselves paranormal investigators, and we get a lot of people that are just ghost hunters, okay? And that's what they look at, but they don't look at the point being is that a paranormal investigator is somebody that investigates everything that is paranormal, and that's looking at it from a spiritual background. Let's take away all the gadgets and all the tools and all those things like this, and that and that's why I want to ask you, like when you go and you do things, it's you're looking at things from an investigative approach, from a different perspective. You're looking at it from a natural perspective. You're looking at it from a perspective of the people and the people of your faith and the people that you're healing and that you're going out. And that's why I want a lot of people to be able that when they see this interview, and you know what, and that's why I'm not going to cut it, I'm not going to do nothing. I could be coughing, I could be choking, I could be doing, but you see that now that my energy has calmed down, and now that you know what, that's because the spirits know that I think it's a lot coming. It was like that, felt like that turbulence, like there was that rockiness. It's like everybody is here and everybody is here to look at things in a different way. But it's like they said, you know what? When they said that need to do your, they said we need to be looking at that water. And we needed to be in a spot right here. And when I looked and I didn't think about it until I saw the teepee that was right there. Why is that there like that?
Yeah, we got a little teepee, or maybe somebody uses a sweat lodge. I'll investigate. And off to our left, you're right, there's a nice pond out there, and then across from there is a tree line that we're going to be checking that out tomorrow. The spirits are there, the spirits are up there. The thing about if you're going, I don't care how you investigate, whether you investigate with your instruments or investigate like Wynn and I would with our feelings and our energies and things like that. If you're not there to help somebody, either the people or the spirits, don't do it. Stay the hell out of it.
Thank you. You know what? And I'm glad that you said that and you put that out there like that, because a lot of people think to be an investigator, you have to be a certain way. You got to have all these tools. You got to have all these gadgets. You got to have all of these things. But they don't understand that there's a lot of people out there like us that we just go with the flow. We go, it's like this, we got our head in the wind, we got our head to the dirt, and we out here actually want to help people and to help some of these dang spirits, and to be able to distinguish that if there are, just like human beings, there's good spirits, there's bad spirits, and you know what, and if there's a bad spirit, we know what we need to do to be able to handle it. But if it's a good spirit, then we need to be able to, to send it back forth into where it is like this. And so, that's why I'm saying I thank you for being out here. I thank you for sharing this moment with me, and let everybody know where they can find you at, and they can understand what's up with the Coyote, because you already know where the wolf is at.
I know that, but we already have gained attention. We already have visitors with us right now. Even though it's
I
broad
feel that's
daylight.
why I'm feeling antsy.
They've got they've come around to see what we're about. We're going to walk our talk, I think. Again, it's Coyote Chris Sutton. I'm at www.coyotechris.com. On Facebook, it's Christopher Sutton, or what they call your like page. That one's called Coyote Chris Sutton. The other one's my personal page. On Instagram, it's at Coyote Chris S. And also on Twitter, it's at Coyote Chris S. And I get around to different places, and if you ever come by and you see me come over and say hello, I'm always love talking to people. I love meeting new people, like I met Gwen today.
Yeah.
And so it's just a great time. This is all about having fun and doing the right thing and helping other people, and that's why we're here.
We're here at Dogpatch, and guess what? And if you want to also find Coyote Chris, you know where you can find it on my Facebook. Go look through all my friends and just put up Coyote Chris, and you'll find him sitting right there. You'll get all his information, everything that's going on. We're sitting here. We have a shaman, boys and girls, okay? We're looking at it from a different perspective. Dogpatch has brought out the best. And I just want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to thank everybody. When I say everybody, I want to thank the spirits for being here with me and Coyote Chris on this day. And I thank you again, Coyote. I thank you for that healing that you gave me. You gave me the strength to be able to get, and gave me some good information, you know what I'm saying, that I did listen to you. You know what I'm talking about. I did listen to you. And I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank you here from Soul Central Magazine, Soul Central TV, Guerrilla Mafia Media. And you know what? First episode ever of Stone Paranormal Spirit Sessions with Coyote Chris, and I want to thank you. Peace.
Wow.